Hello, and welcome to Tank Talk, the only podcast serving the global bulk liquid storage industry and hosted by Tank Storage Magazine. I'm your host Anamika, and today we're speaking to Daniel Devo from Gerotto about the company's robotic tank cleaning technology. We're going to be talking about no-man inspections, no-man entry, safety factors, and talking about man versus machine. Where is AI going to take us, and how Gerotto is looking to plan for the future. So let's get into it.
So by the time this goes out, IFAT will have already happened. So I think you can probably share the news that you would have shared at IFAT, which I think is all about AI and integrating that with robotics.
So yeah, our company will participate next week at the very important trade show, which is very important for our business and for the market in general, which is IFAT. It's a exhibition that is held in Munich Trade Center, and it's a very important place to be because everything is there. All technologies related to this industry or players related to this industry and all customers as well meet every 2 years in there. And it's a good opportunity for everybody to understand what news are in the market and in which way they can actually utilize those in their daily activities. So it's an honor for us to be there. It's a very big effort for the company to be there, both economically but also with the technologies that we need to showcase to the public. And we're going to bring a lot of news. So we are excited. So yeah, the big news that we will showcase at the IFAT this year will be the new system of cameras and LED lights that we have manufactured through the course of these recent periods, which are bringing a big improvements in terms of visibility and surveillance in the industry. Not only applied to our robotic equipment, where we implement those on top of our machines to allow the operators to follow the activities of the machine inside tanks and confined spaces in general. But we integrated these new products already with some AI systems. The purpose of this is to put all our users or all our followers in the position to own and to survey their sites through artificial intelligence. So the idea is that these cameras will not only improve a lot what we can do with robotics, but they will open the possibility to improve safety on site in general. For example, one of the prompts that we will like to show is, can you please check if all the people that you see in the work site in the image are wearing the proper PPE, and this will put everybody in the condition to check what is actually happening and to prevent all the maintenance and all the damages that an incident can create. Because safety is something that we need to ensure, and the only way we have to ensure safety is through this kind of surveillance.
I mean, you've mentioned there safety obviously is the key element of everything that we do in this industry. Safety, I think yesterday, so we're recording this on the 29th of April, but I think yesterday was World Health and Safety Day. So it's a big day for our industry. It's a big day for safety. How important is robotics in the safety of a terminal?
I believe that the answer is that it is essential, actually. The fact that you can eliminate the risk of injuries, the risk of danger in general, that you can eliminate confined space activities, or at least reduce them as much as possible, is something incredible, in my opinion. If I think about when I started this journey like 12, 13 years ago, this was something that to me looked like a dream. But the technology, and I'm not talking only about our technology, but the technology in general have grown a lot, have developed a lot. And the steps that you can now take with the use of robotics in general in a terminal is unbelievable, starting from inspection and surveillance, going through cleaning processes at a level of that can be considered equivalent to what human beings could do, is an opportunity that the market need to understand. And our role in this is to educate everybody on the fact that we can apply robotics, we can use robotics, everybody can. They are now considered the best practice in the industry, and this means that they are available for the industry and that they are well recognized.
So why don't you tell me about Gerotto's products specifically and how they can help terminals?
So we have a wide range of tank cleaning products that can be used obviously in the process of cleaning a tank. All of them are for different size of tanks and different shape of tanks, like underground cylindrical tanks or above ground small or big environments. But we are also focusing on other applications that a terminal can actually benefit from. We have developed in the last few years a big range of products that are actually working in removing sediment from a pond or cooling towers. So any kind of environments where we can have a level of sludge or sediment that needs to be removed with a big level of water or liquid on top, we can actually apply our technology that can work completely submerged with pumps mounted on board, and they can navigate through the environment, pumping out the sediment, but keeping the tank running and keeping the plant running. So the goal for the future is to be able to perform cleaning online on this. Some issues that we are still facing is, in some cases, resistance coming from old-fashioned ways of doing things, and it's the most difficult part of our job to convince people that they can actually do things in a smarter way, in a newer way, in a more productive way, in a safer way.
We can be resistant to change sometimes, but what is it about robotics? How is that going to improve not just the lives of the people at the terminal, but maybe the bottom line of the terminal?
Well, the idea is that the robot can not only bring efficiency and improved safety. Obviously, we need to compare this also with the economic part, with the return of the investment, not only for the users, but especially for the asset owners. Some of the asset owners around the world has decided to push robotics and to push their contractors, their service companies to have robotics in order for them to be able to work in their terminals. The fact that this idea is now being pushed and promoted from the top is the proof that they can get something out of it in terms of reliability, in terms of efficiency. The works are faster, so the downtime is reduced. But the big thing is that you can transform variable cost into fixed cost. So that is a big change on the perspective that a terminal owner can have. So the use of the robots can not only reduce the presence of people in the dangerous areas, they reduce the presence of people on site in general. So the exposure to all the processes reduced, and they are faster. They are much faster than human beings. Obviously, the robots in cleaning operation cannot perform at the 100% level. So the cleaning of a tank cannot be done 100%. There are still a phase where touch-ups need to be done manually, but this is something that can be done at the end of the dislodging operation that the robot can do, that our products, for example, can do, and where the tank is considered gas-free. So the risk of danger is reduced enormously.
You said there that a robot can't do 100% of the job, but it does mean that manpower can be freed up. So what impact does that have on the people at the terminal as well?
Yeah, the robotic equipment that we can offer for a different application that we have available can actually reduce the needs of people to do a certain work. So, for example, in some operations, we can be as faster as 5 people versus one machine controlled by one operator. In the big picture, when we look at the project itself in a big tank cleaning operation, we can see a reduction of the manpower up to 60-70%. In regards to the complete cleaning process, I think we can easily say that the tank cleaning can be executed 80% to 90% robotics, and then that 10 to 20% need to be given to manual operators because of their because of the fact that the robot cannot reach certain points. There are still limitations in the mechanical structure of the tanks themselves. We are still talking, and this is something we would like to change in the future, but that's really a challenge. We are still talking about manual at the end, while we should start to talk about robot manual or robot all, let's say. Where the entrance of a tank, which if you think about it, is only a 24-inch round shape opening. And it's unbelievable to think that on a 50, 70, 90 meters diameter tank, there is only 3 to 4 24-inch round shape opening where the operators need to go through. And the technology that we had to design had to be designed in a certain way that they could fit through. Because obviously you don't want to have people inside that they need to reassemble equipment or that they need to enter because they need to prepare some structures to get the robot, to allow the robot to enter into the tank.
The whole point, of course, is trying to make things a bit more efficient, make things safer. So you've designed something that can kind of almost be autonomous in a way.
Yeah, so what we have designed in terms of tank cleaning are different models of robots that can be used for entering in the tank from the side manuals, as the operators would do. All the operations are starting and are coming and are executed from the outside. So there's no access in the confined space at all. Until the robot finishes its own activity. The robot itself is classified and certified for Zone 0, both for ATEX and ICAX certification. We also have the possibility to deliver this kind of equipment with a local certification for North America, so Class 1, Division 1. Our biggest investment in the last few years was not only in our HD, ATEX, and ICAX certified cameras, but also on the certification for the complete setup. So because a lot of local territories doesn't recognize ATEX as the right standards to follow. Yeah. They are more close to their own local certification, and so we decided to go a bit more international with all our range of products, being able to provide international standards like IECX and the Class 1 Div 1 for North America.
How was that process for you? You said it was quite a lot of investment. I expect a lot of time as well.
It was more time than anything else, because the technology at the end was already ready to be certified for everything. So the process with our notified bodies and with our technical department was quite long, time consuming, but at the end the result was incredible, because if you think that you can cover the complete world with the same technology, carrying different certification at the same time, this opens a lot of doors. And we're very proud of those achievements. It was an important target that has been given by our management, and the team worked very closely to obtain these certifications. The certification of the products is one thing, but you always need to be aware, and you need to take very good care about your internal processes also. So we're going through regular audits with these notified bodies that are checking our operations. They are making sure we follow the standards. They are making sure that our customer gets the safest equipment and the most reliable equipment in the market.
Excellent. And of course, Gerotto is not only going to be at IFAT this year, but you're also at the ILTA show in June, showcasing your compliant products that, you're spanning there, Germany and the USA, which is very exciting.
Yeah, we are everywhere. We need to be everywhere because we believe in this process, and the only way we have to let the world know that we can play this role is to travel. So traveling is a big part of my personal life, but also is a big part of our work in general. ILTA is a big window for us because North American market is one of the most important, and it has always been like that for us. And bringing into the country the possibility to use certified equipment will be a revolution, and it will be very important for us to try to let people understand that this is now possible. We have seen a lot of utilization of non-certified equipment because there are some shadows into the norms that can allow people to use non-certified equipment in their daily activities. But at the end of the day, it all has to come from the asset owners. They need to be aware of which equipment is being used in their facilities, because if something happens, then it will go back to us as a manufacturer. If something goes wrong and an accident happens, then verification that will be done will go back to what the people were doing and what they have actually done to make this happen and what they were using to perform their own activities. So the equipment need to be compliant, and if there is the possibility to use certified and safe equipment, we should push that. So the work that we are doing is not only with our customers, because our customers at the end are all the service companies that are offering their activities to the terminals and to the refineries. But we need to work with the owners of these environments to allow them to understand that they can pretend safety, and they can make sure that safety is that safety is actually being applied on site. Yeah, at ILTA we will bring the updated certified equipment for the local market with new cameras and the same features that we're going to bring to IFAT.
Yeah. And what do you feel is kind of the next step for this technology now?
So this technology has been developing through our experience on the field, which we have gained together with our customers through the years. Customers has always been our most important learning school. They taught us a lot, and I don't think we could have been that far away with our technology without having shared our time with them. The next steps will be to create something that can combine what we are already doing with the robots with the possibility to do some inspections. For inspection, I mean some evaluation of how the tank status is, so the integrity of the tank. NDT technology is a big step ahead now, but there are a few equipment available in the market where you can find this applied to robotics. And most of these technologies that are available are not cleaning equipment. So what we foresee is that NDT technology will play a big role in our future, and we are strongly evaluating all the possibilities around that. And what the world is asking is online cleaning. Cleaning has always been a part of the process where you have to shut down the environments to perform. We are foreseeing the fact that in the future, this cleaning process will be done online, so with the tank filled. And our goal is to get to a point where we can actually have a piece of equipment that can be used for cleaning, inspection, and surveillance of the activity of a tank. This is obviously a long-term goal, and the target for us is to integrate everything through our artificial intelligence ecosystem that will give us the possibility to, understand and prevent downtimes.
And we've talked a little bit already about how you were using AI in these new cameras. Where else? What else could we use AI for?
So the goal with our AI ready camera is to use AI to detect risk, detect as I was saying before, PPE wearing, and to avoid not only loss but to avoid near loss, which is something that is has a very high consideration in all the industry. Our AI ecosystem project is a fundamental step in the innovation strategy that we are pursuing. And as an AI adopter, we aim to contribute to our industry with the goal of shaping the no-man entry robotics of the future. So robotics based on intelligent machines connected to the working environment and to the operators. The AI ecosystem represents our new way to ensure even higher level of safety, operational continuity, and industrial integrity, asset integrity. So this is the message that we want to send to the world on this AI artificial intelligence project that we have gone through in the last few years. The other sectors that we are actually targeting is we are also working very actively in the mining sector, where we can clean under conveyor belts, keeping them live, keeping them running, avoiding downtimes for the plant. We are working a lot in the biogas industry, where we can actually support the remediation of digesters with equipment that can increase the production and can decrease the downtime of the plant by 5 to 8 times. Talking specifically about the removal of the sludge in the digesters, in the tank, so we can increase the production of that activity by a lot. And inspections as it is. So our new cameras and our new LED lights combined with our AI ecosystem can actually be used separately from our robots. So they can be installed in any kind of environment in presence of gas, where inspection need to be performed maybe prior to decide if a cleaning process can or need to be done or need to be followed, you know. So minimizing the downtimes is the key, I guess.
And it's the key for a terminal too, I expect.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we can make their life easier, and also the operators' life need to be easier from a certain point of view, right?
Yeah. So Gerotto's been going for over 50 years now. You must have seen quite a lot of change, not you personally, but Gerotto as a company would have seen quite a lot of change in kind of the way that we work, the technology that we're working with. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've seen a big part of this story, let's say. The company was established in the 70s, and it was very much a construction and a earth-moving company. The point of change was at the beginning of the 2000s, where we started to operate some vacuum technology ourselves. So we were deeply into works, into operations. The first revolution came when we started to use the first suction excavators imported from Germany by our CEO, Alessandro. And when with the work we were doing with the suction excavators, we became an industrial cleaning company. So we played a big role in the industry in Italy. The vision of the company has changed, and we decided to focus more on developing products internally. The first robots that we were producing were used in our own activities. So we were the manufacturer of the products and the only users of the products as well, because we felt the need to make something better, to make the activities safer. And the only way we had it was to create an internal R&D department to develop things for ourselves. But at the end, we created a business, a market that all the world could have benefit from. So the first robots were big, bad welded in the workshop. You know, they were not commercial as they are at the moment, but they were used only for what they were needed for. So they were serving the purpose. When the company decided to move and to use that experience to transfer it outside the company, then it was the time where this product started to grow, started to being developed on a larger scale. And today, we are happy to say that we are the market leader in this business of confined space entry and explosion-proof certified equipment.
I know it's a big topic, I think, for everyone, is how do we get Gen Z and Gen Alpha interested in storage terminals?
We need to be attractive. We need to be, we need to be attractive, and we need to be considered as a reference as other things that they are following are. So probably there is something behind being a trend that we need to work on. My position on that is that the technology need to be seen as something that everybody can use. This kind of operation this kind of works has always been considered as something dirty, as some very heavy work, some operations where nobody wants to really be involved. I think we need to work more on the fact that this is actually not that anymore. What we are also working on here in Italy in our facilities, which is very close to the beautiful city of Venice and Padua as well, is that we want to create an app of teaching. We want to be able to have some training course done for young people. We are in contact with the University of Padua. We have a few students here in the company that are doing their final thesis based on some of the products that we have developed, and how this can be applied with their engineering courses. So we need to involve them since the beginning of their studies. For example, in the construction business, there are a lot of schools and organizations that are teaching how to enter in the construction business. We need to be a part of that. So our goal is that this technology, this works, these kind of activities, robotics in general, will be considered as a subject that you can study in school.
Thank you for listening. This episode was sponsored by Gerotto. You can visit the team at the ILTA conference and exhibition in Houston on the 15th to the 17th of June 2026, or you can visit their website www.gerotto.it. That's it from us, so make sure that you subscribe to hear brand new episodes and follow us on social media for all the latest news in global tank storage. Until next time.